Hey guys, Wealthy here, and welcome to yet another Doctor Who figure. Fuck, wrong channel.
Hello and welcome to another Doctor Who figure review. Figure review, toy review, whatever. If you do say I. If you do say I.
Welcome to another video. Today we're here talking towards Prince of Persia. I thought this was a topic that I might as well talk about because I noticed George and Brett both made the same video, and I was like, well, I'm going to talk about it now as well. I'm not doing the same video. This isn't a what happened to Prince of Persia video. This is just I want Prince of Persia to come back, and so I felt like talking about, the way they could do it and what I'd like and, my experience with the franchise. This is more of a sit-down, talky video, so if you haven't already grabbed yourself some popcorn or, a nice cup of tea and a chocolate digestive or 3, then you should pause the video and go and do that, and then come back. I'll let you do that. Now, have you done that? Good, fantastic. Anyways, let's get on with it. So, Prince of Persia, obviously, incredibly old franchise, came out fucking, what was it, in the 90s? I don't fucking remember. But, and then Ubisoft picked it up and started making games. They made The Sands of Time, beautiful game, made by Patrice Désilets, the creative director, who later went on to create Assassin's Creed, which is a small franchise, probably never heard of it. Back to Prince of Persia as a franchise, it's been something that's had a lot of ups and downs. I mean, like anything Ubisoft make has a lot of ups and downs, but with Final Fantasy, of course, we had the original games. Yo, so I'm just editing this now, and I legit just said Final Fantasy. I meant to say Prince of Persia. I don't know why I said Final Fantasy. What the fuck? Everyone loved those platformers. You had the Patrice Désilets trilogy. Well, it was started with Patrice Désilets. He didn't make Warrior Within and Two Thrones, but they succeed, came out. Anyway, and those did incredibly well. And then we got Prince of Persia, which was interesting. It was kind of just, it was that weird one with the co-op, but it wasn't co-op because it was single player. But you had that girl that just followed you around and teleported and stuff. It's weird. It's one of them games where when I think back to it, I'm like, did I dream that? And then I'm like, no, that was a thing that actually came out. And I didn't play it, but it existed and I saw it, and it's kind of in the back of my mind somewhere. But that was a thing that happened. And that game was, mediocre. It didn't do badly. It didn't do great in terms of reviews, in terms of sales. It was meh. And then of course we got The Forgotten Sands. Oh god, I just realized this is a what happened to Prince of Persia video. Shit, I better change what I'm talking about. But yeah, Forgotten Sands came out, which was a movie tie-in game, of course. Piece of shit. Did absolutely terribly in terms of reviews and sales, and caused them to not make a Prince of Persia game for the next 6 years. I say the next 6 years because it's now 2017, it's been 6 years, and has it been 6 years? When did The Forgotten Sands come out? That was 2011, right? Oh, it was 2010. 7 years. Okay, so it's been 7 years since the last Prince of Persia video game, which is incredibly interesting. And, this is one of the things where it's like, are they ever going to do another one? I mean, Yves Guillemot, I'm pretty sure, said somewhere, don't quote me on this, but you can Google it, I'm pretty sure he said the franchise is on pause, and I'd say this for multiple reasons. 1, bad sales. 2, Assassin's Creed was doing far better at the time. This was, when was this, 3 years ago? And I don't think they got all the money from Prince of Persia. I think that there was possibly royalties from the people that actually created the franchise, or they didn't have the, they had to pay for rights and licenses, etc., etc. And it was easy just to have their own IP, you know what I mean? And so I think that's probably contributed to the downfall of Prince of Persia. But that being said, it's not necessarily gone forever. Like Yves Guillemot said, it's on pause, which means that it could come back at any point when they feel like it. I mean, Assassin's Creed did awfully in Assassin's Creed Rogue and Syndicate, just awfully in terms of sales. And so they even paused Assassin's Creed. And, that's the thing, is well, what are they releasing now? Far Cry? Okay. Ghost Recon? Okay. And The Division. Okay. Well, all of those are doing badly. Ghost Recon, everyone said was a piece of shit. The Division had mixed reviews. People loved it, people hated it. It's very much like Destiny in the sense that, you either love it or you hate it. Yeah, like I said, with Far Cry, Far Cry Primal, again, there's a lot of people that say it's amazing, but then those are the same people that say that Jacob and Evie are the best assassins yet, which just isn't true. And, you know, it's those kinds of Ubisoft fanboys that are probably going to love Far Cry, but the mainstream gaming community that just plays a lot of video games are going to look at Far Cry Prime and be like, this is not a game that I want to spend my time on. And that's the same with things like Far Cry 4, which was, again, another game like that. Far Cry 5 looks to be going in the same direction, just incredibly boring, not very compelling, gameplay is very meh. And so that's a problem for Ubisoft, is they've had a big problem with sales, in terms of, you know, a big multinational corporation like Ubisoft. In terms of, you know, any other company, they'd be happy to have Ubisoft sales, but, you know, Ubisoft being Ubisoft, the sales that they're having is bad for their company, especially with Vivendi closing in, hashtag we are Vivendi. You know, the thing is, with Prince of Persia, is it time to make a comeback? Now, I think that it's very possible that they've got something in the works, something, you know, just in the backseat that hopefully Darby McDevitt is working on. We can only hope. And it's in the wings, it's in the back. They're not talking about it, but it's very possible that they've been working on a Prince of Persia game. I would like to think that Darby, the project that he moved from after Origins, was Prince of Persia. I would like to think that, but we don't know. He's definitely working on something that's been unannounced, so maybe it is Prince of Persia. That'd be really, really nice. But it is very possible there's a Prince of Persia game that's being worked on that we don't know anything about, and they're ready to just unleash whenever they need it. And that's the thing. I think that, you know, they're having a problem with sales right now. It's possible they're just working on a Prince of Persia game that can come out when they need it or when they want it, and it's not really something they need to push out because it's not one of their main franchises anymore, but when they want to, they can be like, hey, remember Prince of Persia? Yeah, we have this game, and it might be fucking incredible. Who knows? And the thing is, I think that if Assassin's Creed Origins does really, really well, and their sales are back up again, you know, the game's doing fantastic, they'll take another year break with Assassin's Creed. They won't go back to yearly releases. I can guarantee that, at least for the next couple of games, until they get complacent, and they're like, oh, we can release a game every year, and then it all goes downhill. But if it does really well and their sales go up, that's only going to be good for Ubisoft as a company, which to me means that I think we could see the return of Prince of Persia in the future. After that, I do think that Prince of Persia could return. I think, you know, in the gaps between Assassin's Creed, they could be like, hey, here's a Prince of Persia game. Just test the waters. Just see what it's like, because, I mean, they've got nothing to lose. You know, they've got great sales. Why not just release this game? Release a Prince of Persia game, you know? Just give it a go. Maybe that's the case, or maybe it's something big they've been working on, you know? Like I said, something secretive and huge that maybe they've been working on in the background while they're working on things like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Ghost Recon, and all their other shit games. I'm so sorry. Please don't dislike the video, Ubisoft fans. Please, like the video. I'm sorry. It was a joke. It was a joke. It was in bad taste. I didn't mean to offend anyone. But with regards to Prince of Persia, what is it I want to see from Prince of Persia? Well, I mean, there's several ways they could go, and I think that the best way to go is make a classic Prince of Persia game, similar to Sonic Mania that came out recently, is, you know, a nod, not even a nod, a direct sequel to Sonic 3, essentially, in which it falls into that category. You know, you've got Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Knuckles, best game, and Sonic Mania. And those, you know, are 4 fantastic games, and they're released, what, 20 years apart, 25 years apart, something like that, which is insane. And there's something they could do for Prince of Persia. You know, they've got to look at it and be like, so what can we do? Let's look at what made Prince of Persia great, and let's just do that on a larger scale in 2017. It doesn't have to be an open world MMO RPG like they're just trying to make with every game they make. We don't have to have that. Let's just have this linear puzzle game with parkour, with some combat, with some really, really good puzzles, and a fantastically written story by Darby McDevitt. And, you know, it could be a game that turns out being fantastic. I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, it could be an open world game set in the whole of Persia, and you've got all these mystical things and all these quests you can do, and it's an RPG, and, you know, you get a skill tree for your dagger of time, and, you know, all this stuff, and it's like, I mean, sounds great, but do we need another open world RPG? As much as I love open world RPGs, and I think that the change for Assassin's Creed was necessary, I think that Prince of Persia is very niche. It's something very special, and I think, you know, just taking a look at what made the old games great could really push it into 2017. We could get an awesome Prince of Persia game. Some nice platforming, some nice combat, some nice puzzles, and some fantastic writing. Could just bring together this fantastic experience. You know, you've got games like Uncharted that are still fucking killing it in the gaming industry, and those aren't open world RPG games, they're linear games. You know, games that you'd play on your fucking PS2. These linear games that have leveled sections. You play a level, cutscene, level, cutscene, and that's essentially what Uncharted is, you know, under the hood. Obviously, there's a lot more to the Uncharted games than just that, but they do fantastically regardless of the fact they're not open world games, and they're not RPG games, they're not MMO games, you know, they don't have any multiplayer. I mean, they do, but that's not, I'm talking about the single player. And, you know, there's that. And so I think if they're going to bring Prince of Persia back, the best way to do it is look at Sands of Time, look at Warrior Within, look at the Two Thrones, and go, right, what worked here? Platforming, story, characters, combat, puzzles, and make a 2017 iteration of Prince of Persia. Don't try to make it too grounded, but don't try to make it too ridiculous. Allow it to take itself seriously in this whimsical world that is Prince of Persia, and you could have a winner on your hands, and you could restart the Prince of Persia franchise. The one thing Ubisoft has to make sure they do not do to Prince of Persia is kill it, like they do with every franchise they own. Ubisoft is essentially Ethan's channel, finding something that does well, and then spamming it out until it's dead. I'm sorry, Ethan. I'm sorry. I love you very much. Please don't hurt me. But that's it. Those are my essential thoughts on Prince of Persia, the way it could come back, etc., etc. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you like these videos where I just talk? I ask that every time I make one of these, and I always feel like I'm not doing enough, but people really like them, and I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm happy you enjoyed. Really happy you enjoyed. Leave me comments down in the comment section below for topics to ramble on about in videos like this in the future. I would really appreciate it. And with that said, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.